Wer bist du?
Don't be shy, Han.
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right then, but be quick.
Christina, have you been examined?
I don't like doctors. Oh,
Considering your...
if it is going to happen, it will happen.
You can put your own life in...
And you think that would worry me?
Tell me about you.
Are you joking with me?
I have no interest in...
Shh.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Ah, guck mal.
Good
Können
evening.
wir heilen.
Change.
Do you need any...
It depends.
I am...
Forgive my suspicion.
Goodbye, miss. Take care.
Take care. Wo ist denn jetzt dieser komische Rüpel hin? Oh, wer bist du? Sorry, ich mein GeForce Ready Treiber hat sich gerade gemeldet, dass er ein
Forgive
Update
my
hat.
interruption.
Do not apologize.
I am Dr. John...
A scientist?
What do you mean when you say that...
All scientists are entangled in a world of...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers.
Well, I suppose I...
As a doctor, you must be...
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing its...
Really? And what...
We must fight the disease.
What is left then?
Cleansing...
Säuberung.
Tell me, Tobias. What
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes. Hard...
Alter.
Purification by fire.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like you...
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time talker.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go...
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church, while he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption.
Have you any friend?
No.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Wow.
You sent him on...
As a true believer.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Good day. Der ist ja ein bisschen... Ach, guck mal, da ist er wieder. Bleib stehen.
The walls of your home.
You again?
How did you become the look?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I found.
A job?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of...
I don't care what you think, sir.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with you.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here?
Goodbye, Mr. Pete.
Don't be afraid.
Fancy bar.
You never lose... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other. What can you tell me about
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up.
Nobody will be fool enough to stand a...
Diese
Goodbye for
Wetboy
now, Mr.
irgendwas Menschen scheinen ja ganz schön gemeine Typen zu sein. Ich hätte niemals wie mein Vater werden sollen. Ich hätte zu meinem Nein gesagt, also zu dir gesagt hat, übernimm meinen Laden. Hallo?
Smells like rotten meat. One near, I know it. Better go home, sir. I said go back home.
Fick dich. So. Ach so, weil der immun ist. Oh, mit was sprüht er mich denn da gerade ein? Hey Mann. Come on. Kanalbestien. Wow! Wow! So kann ich denn da eigentlich nie lang? Das ist doch unsinnig. Oh, kann ich doch. Hallo. muss meine Blutreserven wieder auffüllen. Wenn man einmal den Trick raus hat mit der Steuerung und dem Kämpfen, dann ist es gar nicht so assi. Wo bin ich denn hier eigentlich? Ach, guck mal da hinten. Wir können noch mal ein Stück hier hinter gehen. Blöden Kanalbestien, ey. Oh. Hallo? Okay. Hallo. Tja, das lief ja nicht so gut für dich, ne? Ich bin eigentlich auf der Suche nach diesem komischen Lagerhaus. Aber ich weiß nicht, wo es ist. Schade, dass ich keine Türen eintreten kann. Das wäre doch mal cool. Das ist voll cool, wenn man ein paar Level über den Leuten ist. Nicht so viel, dass es einfach zu easy wird. Aber mit 3 Level drüber ist schon echt arg, was das ausmacht. Mich irritiert es, dass man hier überall ein Babyschreien hört. Hier konnte man nicht lang. Jetzt bin ich doch wieder an diesem seltsamen Haus. Und hier bin ich gekommen.
Nobody at home.
Treten nicht möglich. Wieso kann ich denn nicht da rein, wenn keiner da ist? Das ist doch optimal. Alter, die sieht aus wie ein Fleischer.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Man kriegt echt nicht so viele Erfahrungspunkte, wenn man nur...
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Wenn man nur Quests macht und Leute schlägt.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, I'm new.
Dr. Reid.
I heard you're investigating an
Not much, I'm afraid.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist.
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or...
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he...
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes...
Where can I find this?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do.
Do you think things will ever change?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things...
Why are the newspapers...
There's a war going.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you.
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life?
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people...
Have you any idea?
I've had to run and hide more than once.
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean...
I confess,
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Ah, na gut, warte, ich gebe dir noch
Good
was.
evening.
Hallo.
Do you need...
That would be nice.
If you...
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Farewell. In der Kirche war ich noch gar nicht, ne? Das ist ja mies. kann mir gar nicht vorstellen, dass ich tatsächlich an dieser Leiche vorbeigelaufen sein soll, die dieses Heilmittel gegen Kopfschmerzen hat. Ich meine, die sitzen ja hier so präsent da. Und die leuchten. Das würde mich doch schon sehr wundern. Who the hell? Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Please be my guest, although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town. My words speak about that which...
Really?
I'm a poet, sir.
Oh.
May I ask you a few...
Extraordinary part of town.
What can you tell me about...
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested...
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for
Dorothy Crane.
Tell me, Mr. Nether.
The place is not beautiful.
In what way?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course.
Oh yes, the point.
Do you not think it...
On the contrary, sir. Why?
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that...
Camellia.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find...
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of what?
And have you...
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you?
May I ask...
Not at...
But are you not afraid of...
Oh, why should I? I see...
If you say so. But as a physician...
Thank you, Doctor. But we both...
We both know.
Are you aware that you're...
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat.
If some misfortune...
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
I understand.
I don't care.
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say? No.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu?
Yes.
Most people fail to under...
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Nein, gegen Erkältung habe ich nichts bei. Oder? Ach doch. Na gut. Komm mal her, Mann.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Do you need...
It may be
I
the
understand.
nutrition of my mind.
Bronchitis. Ja, das könnte ich noch heilen, aber den finde ich irgendwie nicht.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Ist irgendwie wie vom Erdboden verschluckt, der kleine Junge.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Why just disease?
Absagebrief eines Verlags.
Despair.
Good evening, Mr.
And good evening.
You don't really make a living.
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my...
Still,
With thanks to my parents.
you seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to
Ach, guck mal. Wir würden jetzt krasse 3000 EP von ihm kriegen. Alter Lachs.
I'll leave you alone.
3000 EP. Das ist sehr viel.